says live on custom streaming service. I will wait until it comes up on Twitch. I honestly have no idea. I haven't gotten back and checked if these parts are recorded or not. So if someone comes back and watches this show after the fact, then you are privy to a very secret part of the show where everyone else is watching ads, and you get to see this special message, which is just for you, person who came back and watched the show, which is that you are the best audience member. You're better than all the other audience members, and they don't get to see this message, so only you get to hear it. I have pulled up the Twitch thing, and it looks like we are ready and we are live. Awesome. So hello, Internet at large. This is No Pants Improv. My name is not actually Fern Whistle the Elf. That's just the character name for later. My name is actually Nick, and I am here directing this show, which is called The Secret Glen. This is going to be an improv show which is in the genre of a fairy tale that is set in the modern world. And if somehow you are watching this and you don't know what improv is a story that we just make up on the spot. We don't know who the characters are going to be, except maybe a little bit about their names, but we don't know what role they're going to play in the story. And we're just going to decide the events that happen, the people we meet, the lessons we learn from them, all off the top of our heads as we go. So for this story, let me bring in our cast of wonderful characters. Come in, cast. I summon thee with powers of magic and sorcery. Fantastic. Look what my amazing powers of sorcery have wrought. These are amazing cast members. And for this show, we're just going to get started with a single suggestion, which is going to be a single word, any word in the English language. I am going to take a look at the Twitch chat, so if you have a word and you're watching this Twitch chat, put a word in the chat. And I will also get a word from a website. And as the typing is going on, why don't everyone introduce themselves? I introduce myself, I'm Nick, and I will send the introduction thing ball to Ted, who is not actually Ted.
I'm not actually Ted. My name is Peter Dalakis. I'm a sort of a guest improviser from Schenectady, New York's Mop and Bucket Company, and I'm going to send this over to the Wikipedia Witch.
Hello, Ted. I'm Anne. I'm a No Pants member. Happy to be here. Happy to be doing some mystical things. Megan, take it away.
Well, I am Megan, and I am also a guest like Ted Peter, and I'm super excited to be here. And I'm going to pass it over to Squidgy.
Hi, I'm Bean, also known as Squidgy. I just showed up randomly in this Zoom room, and let's see what happens. I'm going to pass this to Shale.
Hello, I am Shale Rose, also known for today as Begonia. I just woke up in this rectangle and I don't really know what's happening, but I'm ready to do whatever.
I wish I had that kind of attitude towards the things in my life that you have toward your rectangle.
I mean, it's all I know.
Mm-hmm. We all just kind of woke up here on the internet. We don't know what real life is, but we're excited to learn. Gosh.
I don't know if I like the idea of that real life thing.
Yeah, I don't know. Seems like not as good as the internet. I also just got that your name is Shale Rose and you're playing a begonia today, so it's a flower interest. I don't know, a thing. You've got a brand.
That's my brand.
All right, so our suggestion is going to be, the first one we got here is cat. So something related to cat. I am going to ask everyone to turn off your cameras, and when the cameras come back, a fairy tale based on the word cat.
Once upon a time, in a beautiful and bright secret glen, there was a little cottage. And inside that little cottage, there was a person named Begonia. And every morning, Begonia sat on her back patio and drank coffee with her cat, Squidgy.
Good morning, Squidgy. What do you think we should do today? Should we go for a frolic in the woods?
I frolicked and I found a lot of good stuff to eat. I brought you a smattering of mice. Some of them don't have heads. I hope that's okay.
Oh, Squidgy, you know that's okay. I'm not gonna eat them, like always, but I am going to bury them in the same place where I bury all of the other mice that you bring me. And I'm just so proud of you. You're doing such good work.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Even though I feel you are an inefficient hunter and must bring you offerings, that you treat them with love and respect. That's why I live with you and have for the last 112 years.
It's true, I'm not much of a hunter at all. I'm barely even much of a farmer. It's a good thing that food just sort of seems to magically appear in my cupboard. I haven't really looked into that, but if it keeps appearing, why question it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, every morning you feed me my kibble, and it just shows up, and you.
Oh, I don't put that in there. That also just magically appears. I hope that doesn't change the nature of our relationship.
Oh, I'm good. I still care for you. I do have a small concern though. If it stops showing up, and I can't find any mice anymore, are we gonna have to call Uber Eats?
I don't think they deliver out this far into the woods. Or if they do, I don't want to pay that kind of delivery fee. But I don't think there's any reason to worry about it. I mean, the food's been magically appearing for 112 years. And I don't see why it would stop now. Or if it would, 112 is a strange number of years for it to run out on, right? Right?
I promise I was listening and not licking myself again.
You can do both.
Kibbly.
Across the glen, about 4 miles away, Fern Whistle, the elf, had recently taken up residence. He was deep in magic and constantly conjuring all sorts of kind of magical elements into his new residence, which was coincidentally a very large hollowed out tree.
And here I shall conjure the element of water to create myself a bathtub. And here, the element of fire to create a nice little candlelit romantic area. Just in case I want to bring anyone over for a date. I don't know.
Fern Whistle, it's Wiki, your upstairs neighbor that lives in the tree.
Hello, Wiki.
I am hearing you doing home improvement projects again, and I think we agreed on a time for the start and the stop of the home improvement projects. Sounds like things are getting really magical down there, and it's pretty loud.
Well, look, Wiki. Sometimes when the inspiration strikes me, I just feel like I have to manifest it out into the world. I'm an extremely creative soul, you know, and when the spirit of the feng shui takes me, I feel like if I don't get it out there right then, it might be lost forever.
Oh, and don't, I know I'm your landlady, but you don't need to be actually calling me a witch. I have that reputation, I know, because of my job, but I'm reasonable. I understand that your job is important, that, it's your calling. And, when I reviewed and verified your employment before you moved in, like, I think you're on your way. I mean, I think if anyone's going to solve this 112-year spell, it's going to be Fern Whistle the elf.
Thank you so much for your support.
In the background, we see all of Fern Whistle the elf's projects collapse.
Wiki?
I'm gonna go take a bath myself. You look like you have some work to do. I'll just consider this, not noise pollution, but do what you need to do. I believe in you. If you need any information about anyone in the town, you know where to come. Come to Old Wiki.
I will. I suppose right now I've got a big old stack of cards, a house of cards to rebuild, and I've got a pot full of salmon to replenish. Oh, why does this always happen to me?
Across the glen, Begonia and Squidgy are wrapping up their evening and have decided it's time for a dessert, a little special treat that they always get at the end of the night. And when they go to open the cupboards,
You're stuck way back in the cupboard. I can barely hear you, Begonia. It might also be that I'm crunching on this tree a little too hard. Can you speak up? Begonia? Begonia, I can't hear you. Begonia.
Sorry, the cupboard was just so empty. It was my voice was just getting lost in it.
Should I not eat this then? Is this the last bit of food?
I don't know. I don't know.
there was nothing in the cupboard. Begonia and Squidgy, the cat, have a meltdown together.
It's food for myself. I don't have any life skills. What am I supposed to do? I'm built for whimsy, not survivalism.
I think it might be time for you to start eating mice.
I mean, you may be right, but I've been vegetarian for so long. What will those buried mice do to my digestive system?
Begonia sat and had a hard think. And then it came time for her to reveal to Squidgy her long held want. Her secret wish for herself that she'd held on to for 112 years.
You know, Squidgy, the whole time we've lived here in this magical cottage we found when I was a little girl, that, you know, halted my aging and provided all the food for me and all that stuff. I mean, I've been really happy with this, but I've always kind of wanted to, like, see more of the world, or at least maybe leave this cottage. And well, I guess now I really might have to do that. I guess I should have been careful what I secretly half wished for. Maybe I wished for it more than just half. Maybe this is what I need.
Knock, 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 knock. Knock, knock,
I hope it's food. I hope it's food. I don't want to have to do this myself. Yes, hello?
Stranger danger!
Oh, stranger safety, I hope. Hello.
Are you with Uber Eats? I didn't order any, but I'm just hoping.
Oh, no, I don't work for them. They have very unethical worker practices.
That's true.
I just moved into the tree down by the glen, and, well, I think I may have screwed something up. I'm a sorcerer, you see. I weave magics and cast spells, and just recently I was casting a spell to make my house look much more pretty and to increase the beautifulness of the house. Well, my beauty spell I accidentally dispelled every spell in this entire forest.
You can do that?
It's really, they were very shoddily made. It was like knocking over a house of cards. I actually also knocked over a house of cards in the process of doing that.
Shoddily made. I'll have you know, the enchantments on this house have been allowing me to live rent-free for 112 years. I have never had to grocery shop or cook or do anything. These were very sturdy enchantments. Oh no, am I gonna age now?
There's cracks in the wall. I think we better go outside.
I think I just got a wrinkle.
Come outside your house. Come outside your house.
Well, now this is just the regular world.
Oh, don't look now, Begonia, but your house just collapsed behind you. It's okay. Okay. Well, after I realized I dispelled all...
Look behind, that was really sad.
I'm so sorry. I was hoping that I would just walk around knocking on doors and everyone would be like, no, it's fine. We weren't using spells for anything, but...
It's really not fine. I everything.
I know. Well, I've always had pretty bad anxiety, but this is not helping at all.
I
But,
didn't until now.
well,
Now I have a lot of anxiety.
Back at the oak tree, Wikipedia the witch and her minion Ted were laughing maniacally because everything was going according to plan.
Okay, I'm gonna pee my pants. You gotta stop laughing like that. It's so hysterical when you laugh like
I
that.
can't help it. It's just you and I get around you. It's just...
Oh gosh. All right.
My goodness. Oh, that's a hoot. Just look at the card.
I mean, this condo complex is like blowing up. Not literally. Don't laugh like that again. Don't laugh. Okay, you're gonna make me pee my pants.
Sorry, I don't want to. I can't look at you. Here, I'll just.
I am now.
I'm looking. Ooh.
Well, okay. So I have gotten so many applications for tree condos, tree penthouses, even garden units like the elf Fern Whistler rented. I have him believing that he single-handedly ended all of the spells who are on year 112.
Well, listen, Witchy baby, it's a hot market. We got to move him out and get some dough rolling in, yo.
Well, I feel like maybe he can stick around because he's such an easy kid to pin things on. I mean, it just writes itself. Point being, if we can get all those cottages out of here, we can actually set up the outdoor concert venue that we've been talking about forever.
Houses of cards.
And well, that's part of what the elf ruined. He knocked one of those down, and now it's everywhere. But here's the deal: if we're gonna get the Goo Goo Dolls to come perform in our glen, we're gonna have to have a venue. So we need to get rid of all of the cottages and turn every domicile into a tree-related dwelling. And we don't really.
I know that when you say we, you mean me.
Yeah, I mean. I can't do the heavy lifting. I rely on you to be
delicate flower.
The strong, silent type. Except doing that laugh. That's hysterical.
Oh, thanks.
But I feel like we can try to make some money off this deal because the cottages are going to start the food supply is gone. They are spontaneously combusting right as scheduled.
Oh, brilliant as always, boss.
So if we can just keep people renting from us,
they'll never develop the equity to have a successful life independent of our own evil.
Exactly. No, that's good. That's good. That's good.
The next morning, in a meeting between Wiki the Witch and Fern Whistle the Elf.
I don't know what I did wrong. All of my spells are based on ordinary household objects like houses of cards or screwdrivers or mandolin slicers. And when I knocked over that house of cards, I think I just ended all the spells. Wiki, you know so much about the world.
I do.
Can I just random topic and maybe something helpful will come up?
Well, what I always say is you come to the right place. Yes, I'm very knowledgeable and can probably deconstruct where you went wrong, being that, I know all these things, being the Wiki Witch.
I sense there's a butt coming.
Oh, well, yeah, but yeah, you ruined your this is why people don't play in areas that they are not experts in. When you got that science kit of spell making, you really just tore apart centuries worth of work.
I've ruined everything. I need to go talk to my best friend, Begonia. I only met her recently, but
bottom line is I'm gonna let it slide, Fern Whistle the Elf, and you can stay in your apartment, but I want you to keep tabs on, tell me what you're doing with spell wise, and maybe I can put some approvals, get some permits for you to start practicing again. I'll see what I can do.
That would be so nice of you. You just do so much for me. I can't imagine life without you. Thank you so much, Wiki.
I thought, I always like to come back for compliments. I'm sorry I left before I heard them all. All right, you betcha.
On the other side of the glen, Begonia had been rifling all morning through a book, learning and educating herself, rediscovering magic in a way that she hadn't for over 100 years, while Squidgy the cat rolled around on her back, giving herself a good scratch in the dirt.
I don't have any care in the world, even though tragedy has beset us. Oh.
Begonia could not be heard by Squidgy, but she corrected him.
At 350 degrees. Degrees of what?
I think
For
it's
10 minutes? I need a clock?
I think you also have to fold in the cheese too. I think there's also like a folding motion. I wasn't paying complete attention.
Do I fold it hamburger or hot dog style? Do I fold it in triangles? I don't know. No one ever told this.
I need to tell you something.
I hope it's instructions for, or better yet, just I hope it's that you can do something for me.
So we've been companions for a really long time. And I have a secret I never told you. I'm not actually a cat. I was a princess that didn't file the correct permits to use magic, and I got put in this cat body as punishment. And I was on some type of quest to become a princess again, but I just got too distracted. There's not a lot of room in this brain for human thoughts.
That makes sense. Wait,
So
how
I'm
is
not
being
very-
a cat a punishment? That sounds great. I would love to be a cat and just not have to, just hang out in sunspots and run around in the woods and, I don't know, lick myself? Be fed by someone else? That does make sense, though, because you're the only cat I've ever known that talks.
Yeah,
I just thought either you were special or I was special in some way. Fern Whistle, hi, have you solved my problem for me yet?
No, I just ran across from the other side of the glen. It's not very far, but I'm real exhausted because I'm out of shape and also my legs are real stubby. Listen, I'm worried that I'm gonna get sanctioned or something by the Enchanted Forest Planning Committee for not filing all proper permits, and I'm gonna get turned into a naked mole rat or something without any opposable thumbs to do my magic with.
Oh no, that's exactly what happened to my cat.
I think you
She
need
has
to
a cat
work
brain,
on.
so some of it's a little fuzzy, like her.
But going, I think you need to work on something more important than cooking. I think you need to get a permit to rebuild your home, and I think you need to also help Fern Whistle rebuild because.
Well, I can do my own house stuff, but getting a permit is so difficult. All the permits are issued in the Grand Golden Castle, where the Princess Magisteria used to reign, but she disappeared 112 years ago. No one knows where she went. So first we have.
Isn't that how long ago you turned into a cat? Do you remember your name, or is this just a thing that happens to princesses a lot?
My paw tastes good. Wait, what were we talking about?
Let me taste.
Can I try it?
Yeah.
It doesn't taste good at all.
It tastes like dirt.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And mouse blood.
I don't know what mouse blood tastes like, but I guess
I didn't until now, but it tastes like iron, apparently.
Well, iron is terrible for fairies.
Begonia realized that they had to take a great quest to the castle and inspired Fern Whistle and Squidgy to accompany her to go to the castle.
I don't want to do this myself. Come help me. Please?
Okay. I usually find that my anxiety is better if I have panic attacks around other people.
I'll go get.
I generally like to not have to do things for myself or by myself. So
I'll go drag my secret canoe up the banks and we can use the river.
you've been keeping a canoe from me too? I mean, I wouldn't want to go on it because that sounds like a lot of work unless it paddles itself. But you know what they say, you have to paddle your own canoe. And I don't want to do that. But if it's your magic secret, is it a magic secret canoe or just a secret canoe?
I got it off eBay.
Oh, definitely a magic canoe
Would
then.
be magic?
3 hours later, they had canoed all the way down the river, and in their sight lines as they looked up was a beautiful castle. It was a white stone that was overgrowing with ivy. The flowers of honeysuckle were dripping down the sides, and inside of it there were people who were, while happy, a little sad because they were leaderless, and it made things really difficult to get permits and any sort of inside work done inside the city was really, really difficult to manifest.
How can I get these shutters repaired if I don't have a permit?
Oh, wow. These people all sound like they have similar problems to mine where they just don't want to or aren't able to do things for themselves.
If I change the exterior color of my house, how can I know it's up to code?
Whew, that sounds like a lot to deal with.
My heart feels for them. I'm not exactly sure why. But Begonia.
What do you mean I can't put in a sprinkler system 10 feet from my neighbor's yard?
They have
My
10 feet
dad's
here?
old El Camino. I'll get it fixed. I promise.
I'm
don't
gonna
have to do it.
go gather some supplies because I ate
You
most
just
of
need
our
mice.
food on that journey. And while I do that, I think you should investigate a little bit more to see if there's anything you can do to help yourself while you're helping everybody else.
That's a good idea. I'm just going to go over there into that alleyway and pull a bag over my head and just hyperventilate a bit. But I'll be back.
Wait, no.
Welcome to the Castle City Planning and Zoning Commission. I'm City Planner Fantasia. I'm excited to see you today.
Are you?
Yes.
Okay, I'll take your word on that. I'm Begonia. I lived in a magical cottage in the woods. It was enchanted and it met all of my every material need. And then the spell broke, and now I have to figure out how to fend for myself after 112 years. And my cat Squidgy said that she had to go get supplies, and I think she's just going to go hunt mice and bring their headless bodies to me because that's her love language, and I appreciate but do not reciprocate it. And then Fern Whistle, the elf who broke my spells, he just disappeared.
Another tale of lament.
I was gonna
I have a lot of lament.
Ma'am, you do realize that we are the permit division of the planning and zoning. You gave us a lot of information, but do you need a permit for something? I don't think we have permits for people to think for themselves.
Well, you just gave me a lot of information that I don't know what that means because I've never filed paperwork before.
Welcome.
So,
Oh wait, I
can
already
help
said
me?
that part. Well, it sounds like you're a victim of the Great Cottage implosion. Do you need to file a permit for a new residence?
Fantasia, I'm going to start my break. Don't be late for yours. I made a casserole.
Oh, that's right. Ma'am, I'm
Know
sorry,
yourself?
but it is now my break. I do not get paid because this is a government job to work any hours longer than what I have set out to. The forms are on the wall. Who knows where that rubber stamp is? Maybe that's the reason none of these permits are going through. I don't know. I feel depressed today.
I do too.
Across the city, Squidgy the cat was rolling her back up along some white rocks of the castle when she realized that if she crossed a bridge, she could just enter the castle. Fernwhistle had a brown bag and was hyperventilating behind her.
This whole area is very delightful. It's making me feel real good, but it also seems really familiar. I can't quite place it. Hey, you, that guy with the head. Does any of this look familiar to you? Like that big tower? Or that bridge?
Oh, not to me, no. I never lived here in the castle. I went to the magic school way down the road, but I always looked up at this castle and thought, wow, it would be cool if I were rich and could live there someday.
I think something is oddly familiar. Okay, put down your bag. You can hold my hand if you need support. I think we should cross that bridge.
Okay, I'll hold the paw, but I'm not going to lick it again because it doesn't taste very good.
It got wet when we were on the canoe, so it doesn't taste like anything anymore. Okay,
It
so
probably tastes like river water, which is like full of seaweed and bilge and things. I'm gonna lick it anyway. I'm really curious now.
Okay.
Ugh, oh, no, still terrible. I don't know why I did that. Okay, let's go.
And as they crossed the bridge into the castle, Squidgy's entire body started convulsing and rumbling and tumbling and transforming back into a human form. Fernwhistle looked on in amazement.
You've become the Princess Magisteria, the princess who disappeared 112 years ago.
My crown so my cat ears were actually the crown transformed? What the heck? This is very, I suddenly feel powerful and, oh man.
Princess.
I still want to eat mice though.
You can do whatever you want. You're a princess. Princess, may I kiss your hand?
Squidgy!
Oh, still tastes like river water. The transformation did not help.
Squidgy!
Begonia, we're over here. You might not recognize me. Look for that guy with the head.
Hi, very pretty lady. Have you seen a cat that talks? Her name is Squidgy, and she's my best friend.
Begonia, guess what?
Whistle, you weren't any help at all. Those permanent offices were very hard to navigate.
Begonia, guess what? Begonia, guess
I don't
what?
like guessing things. What?
Actually, the princess, and she just transformed back.
Oh, that does track with what you were saying earlier.
Hey, wait
Congrats!
a minute.
Can you fix my house for me?
Yes, I believe I have that ability to do so. I believe that I can fix your house. But do I want to fix your house?
Yes.
Fernwhistle, do you need help with your house?
Well, all of my things fell down. I think my mandolin slicer is broken now, but it was always slicing the vegetables a bit too thick for my magic spell, so I can just get a new one. Begonia?
I think I have a solution.
How about this?
Perfect.
Here, just slice your vegetables with it.
Look, it transformed into a different color when I picked it up.
Wow. What
It's very magical here.
Slicer.
There's lots of transformations in this county. It's
I wonder if I'm gonna transform into something.
oh,
I just transformed into slightly dizzy.
it's a good look on you though.
Princess Magisteria suddenly came into her power, and she did a montage of city permit signing where she signs all of the city permits and tosses them out into the wind, and they go flying to people who catch them. Ah! Montage of permits. Yeah!
Which one's for my house?
Meanwhile, across the city, Wiki the Witch and Ted, her minion, realize that power is coming back.
Power is coming back. Is that redundant?
I've realized that when I looked in the mirror this morning.
Oh,
Don't think less of me. Let's hear that hysterical voice, that laugh.
I could go for some bacon right now.
Fernwhistle returned home to check his place, and everything was back in order.
My house of cards has been rebuilt. I don't even know how that happened. My mandolin slicer. The perfect B flat. And look at this, across the glen. The cottage.
Yeah. Begonia was home in her beautiful cottage, but this time she was alone.
Living here alone, even if magic provides my every need, doesn't seem like as much fun without Squidgy.
Knock,
I'm
knock.
lonely.
Knock, knock, knock. Knock, knock, knock.
Oh, hi, Fernwhistle. It's okay. Everything's fine now.
Hey, Begonia. You know, ever since we restored Princess Magisteria to the throne and I returned to my house,
Yeah,
and
I
my
worked really hard to help that happen.
you did. You did help. You provided a lot of moral support, and you helped us navigate all that government bureaucracy. I feel like the experience you got there was really helpful. Also, you know,
Alfred, I hate paperwork, and I don't want to do it ever.
oh yeah, no one really does. But look, I've been getting some threatening letters from my landlord, and they're
Still?
bad handwriting, almost like a pig wrote them. And she says that this state of happiness is not going to last. She says that she's going to come back and evict all of us, and only a powerful sorceress could defeat her. I saw that phrase and I knew that wasn't going to be me because I'm not powerful enough. I just do small, around the house magic. Begonia, you've been studying magic this entire time.
I mean, I guess I've probably absorbed some knowledge of it by diffusion.
And you have connections in the royal court. You could call upon the aid of Princess Magisteria.
What if I just went and lived with Magisteria? I'm sure her house has magic that does everything for her too. And then I wouldn't have to be alone. Also, we could probably help your thing.
You're right. We could just go to the castle. And even if there
We
isn't,
have a friend in power. We don't have to do this ourselves either.
let's go to the castle before the evil Wikipedia witch catches up with us.
Do you know she's evil? That seems like a lot to put on somebody.
She's been threatening to evict me over things that are really not that big of a deal. She's not going to give me my security deposit back.
What? Just because you knocked over a house of cards?
Exactly, in my own apartment.
She probably already used the security deposit to, like, I don't know, whatever, buy some like really high quality slop. I don't know what pigs spend money on.
Exactly. It's completely unreasonable. We should talk.
Let's
talk
go.
to Princess.
Right.
6 months later, Princess Magisteria was back and comfortable in her role, and Fernwhistle the elf and Begonia had bought a duplex just across from her castle where they could have coffee every morning, just like old times. And we see them on one such morning.
I still can't stop rolling around on stuff. When you live as a cat for a really long time, there's some hobbies that you just can't stop.
I mean, you shouldn't have to. You're a princess. You can do whatever you want.
Speaking of which...
Oh, right. Did we do anything about the Wikipedia witch?
Well...
I think that it's nice you call me by my name. Oink, oink, oink. I love being your pet pig. Oink, oink, oink.
Begonia, that spell you did that took away all of the Wikipedia witch's powers, that was incredible.
Oh, yeah. I forget sometimes. It's like I have the cat brain.
You just waved your hands and said, disambiguate this, and the powers just flowed out of her.
Maybe in 112 years, I'll fall in love with my owner and regain my rightful witchy self. At least I still have Ted.
They're good companions. I feel like 3% bad that I've kept them out.
I feel 0% bad. Most of the time. All the time.
I'm gonna commute your sentence. You have only 15 years left. Does that seem more reasonable?
That seems very
Time to set
fair.
up the terms of the homeowners association.
I've been mocked for my fine motor skills. I can't write anymore. I'm too embarrassed. It's just too much of a difference.
Have you considered taking your witchcraft knowledge and your terrible handwriting and maybe pursuing medicine?
No, until now.
Are
Thank
you considering it now?
Yes.
I helped somebody.
Begonia, your helpfulness is making me realize that just because I lived in another animal body for so long doesn't mean that other people should have to do that. And I know we've been having coffee every morning for months and just chortling with delight at how lovely our life is, but I'm feeling kind of bad. Could you use your magic and just put everybody back in their rightful bodies?
Rectify. I don't know. I just sort of said a word. I don't know if that.
And across the land, everyone's bodies were restored to their natural bodies, including Fern Whistle the elf, including Trash the elf.
My ears were fake the entire time. I admit it.
Whoa. Did I do all of this?
You can do more than you ever thought you could do.
Wow.
Good news, everyone. I've changed my mind. People can live in my condos without signing a lease or having homeowners insurance of any kind. You're welcome.
You're not going to do credit checks or any sort of predatory loan practices?
Nothing.
Wow. Is it going to be affordable and available for Section 8 housing as well?
Let me learn one lesson at a time. You all are welcome to come back and live in the Wiki Witch's condo. I learned this from a government employee I was consulting with earlier.
Honestly, I quite like living next door to my best friend, Princess Magisteria.
Begonia, you saved the housing market.
I did it.
And
People have homes.
that day, Begonia, Fern Whistle, and Princess Magisteria lived in peace, and Wikipedia the witch and Ted created a nice condo community in which people could live and thrive and be neighborly. And they lived happily ever after. The end.
The end. And that's our show, everyone. Come back on screen. Come back. Tree Flash the Elf. I'm sorry you didn't get a bigger role.
It's okay. I got my body back.
You got your body back. It's so important. I think Fern Whistle the Elf was
Very important, let me tell you.
Begonia, you saved the housing market. It's so important. We need you in real life, please.
I'll do my best.
But and
I guess it's going to take a lot of systemic change and collective action. Huh.
I think that's the moral of the story. The moral of this fairy tale is that collective action is required to provide equitable housing for everyone.
It's true.
Or just magic.
Or just magic. But really, isn't collective action the truest form of magic there is? Thank you, everyone on Twitch who watched our show, anyone who comes back and watches it. Thank you so much. This has been so fun. And thank you so much to all of our guests today. Thank you, Bede. Thank you, Shale. Thank you, Peter. Thank you, Megan. You are all amazing people, and you made the show so much fun. And this is the No Pants Improv channel. We have a bunch of shows at various different times, often on Wednesday evenings and on Sunday evenings like this one. And then every other week on Sunday mornings as well. And we also had a musical earlier today, which is cool. So if you like this show, check those out. We have a bunch of different shows. If you didn't like this show, check the other shows out. They're different. And have a good day.